Hello, welcome to the Pretty Huge Dilemma podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Jacob Arendt, here to go through some of the dilemmas and what's going on in my life, and also some potential money making ideas where if you have the resources or the people who might be able to take my ideas into action could retire pretty early. So today I'm going to go over at least what I have written down on my little note sheet here. Current Christmas season ongoings here. Some new ideas for potential Pro Bowl of the NFL to get interest back in that. And current home issues, renovations, things in that area. I'm hoping this video is straight and not crooked because my phone right now is pretty crooked set up for it. We'll see how long this podcast goes. I got this one's a little more compressed. My first obstacle in not releasing an episode weekly because church had a voters meeting, went a little long, and brother's coming over to watch some football later, the big Packers and Bears game. So we'll see what happens for that. First time wearing jeans for this podcast makes it feel somewhat more official being dressed up for it rather than just the athletic shorts and different long sleeve tops before. Getting not self-conscious yet, but in the back of my mind I'm thinking, because when I make the clip art for the video, I put a picture of myself in there, and I'm currently thinking I have a very limited, not very, but pretty limited wardrobe. I don't buy a bunch of new clothes too often. It's mainly repeated stuff. I also thought about that at work. I only have so many polos to wear, and I wear jeans most days. There are occasional days I'll wear some made for work chinos. I think those are also pretty relaxed. But for polos, I got a couple dozen. And if you work at the same place for a number of years, going in there weekly, after a couple months, they start to rotate back through. So obviously wash them between wearing them, but sometimes it might be only a week difference between them. I don't notice too much for it because other people, if they rewear the same polos that they've worn, I wouldn't notice too much unless it was a big graphic one that had something notable on it. Some of mine, like when I wear my Florida one, I think that's recognizable because it's a logo on there that kind of stands out. But if it's just a regular Under Armour and Nike Tommy Hilfiger, I wouldn't notice too much if someone was wearing the same stuff for it. And who do have a little bit of shadow coming in from the light there, so this side of my face is kind of lit up more. Do I want to change it? Let's take a little change. Sure, I think that's better. Thought about getting a ring light. I don't know though if a ring light would have much impact on it. It might just make it harder for me to see the audience member. I think there have been improvements in the audio and visual quality of this podcast as it's going on, and my editing skills have improved for it. Okay, so on my little notepad here, my single note sheet, again, might go along with how long this podcast might be, because my brother would come at any point, knock it on the door, and that would be the end of it. Okay, so first thing, what's going on in the home? Well, whoops, try to bang on the table so much, because I notice if that happens also sometimes when I write. But the pen in hand, I think that's sticking around. I like it. So if I got to make a point, I got it. Got the pen right here. If I need to take a note, write something down. Because if I just got empty hands, I don't know where to put my hands. They go all over the place. So around here, what I noticed this morning, and what I need to stop messing with the pen if I want to hold on to it, because that's distracting for the viewer and me. What I noticed this morning, on my little walk around the neighborhood, walk around my perimeter, make sure everything's good, nothing's leaking. So I noticed someone left some dog poop in my yard. So this just makes me reinforce more about not liking dogs. Of course, people are going to come back, oh, it's not the dog's fault, it's the owner's fault. Well, an owner left dog poops in my yard. Upset about it. Not as upset as I could be. I could be more upset. Because right now I'm not cutting the grass too much. In the summers where I have to cut it like every week, every 10 days, 2 weeks, okay, I'd be upset about it. Right now the grass isn't growing too much, so I don't really want to deal with it. I'm not just going to mow over it. If I saw it out there and I was mowing, I don't know, I'd probably have to get a trash bag and pick it up, which I don't have a pet, so I don't want to be picking up poop with my hands, especially a pet that's not mine. Even more gross. Similar people, when they have kids, their puke, their bodily fluids that come out of them, they're not as grossed out about, but in other kids that's not theirs, they might be more disgusted by that. Some other kids' throw-ups is more disgusting than their own kids. I think that's probably a similar thing for pets, is their own pets poop, maybe they're not as grossed out by, but a different person's pet's poop, disgusting. So I got a pot, and it's not just like a little small one, it's a decent length, the one it would be an issue flushing down. So that's just in there, going through I don't know what the not precautions, but the steps are to eradicate this situation, make sure it doesn't happen again. Might have to put up an electric fence that instead of keeping the animal in, it keeps them outside of it, and somehow I would have to figure out how to apply that to every single animal. We'll see for it, but it is upsetting that that's in my driveway. Speaking of my driveway, segue, we have to get some of the expansion joints refilled, some of the control joints filled, because those are cracking. The previous owner had some wood in there. Wood's kind of rotted away at some point, got grass and dirt growing in other areas. So we thought before it's cold season, before it starts getting colder, more water getting in there, expanding, messing with our foundation, messing all that up, causing us a huge bill, we thought it would be a good idea to get that filled in for it. And looking online, thought, okay, this isn't a difficult thing to fill if it was just one expansion joint. So expansion joint, just like we're two separate instances of concrete being poured. So it's like between our driveway and our garage, there's kind of like an empty gap there that just needs to be filled in a sealant that allows for it to expand and contract based on the season. And the goal is to keep water out of there, because water freezing, it expands, and just that constant motion might cause issues in our foundation. So we want to keep that out. And we also got our sprinklers winterized. Had to call someone in. They turned the sprinkler system off, blew air through the system, cleared it out. And from this, for these two things, I was able to go on Google and see, okay, if I really wanted to, I could do this stuff. I could go through the Google video, get all the water out of the water lines for our sprinkler system. I could go to Home Depot, get the backer rod, get the silicone sealant type stuff for it. I could get the sand that's needed for the finishing part of it. Okay, not too bad. Downside of that, just takes my time. If I do it wrong, messed up, doesn't look good, okay, worth it paying that. I had the idea of, what if Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, different home improvement store like that, had a weekend getaway where homeowners, or other people in general, but mainly homeowners, you take them out, kind of like a retreat, a vacation, and on there, you just go through basic repairs, maintenance things, winterization of items, summering of different things like that. Because once everyone's about, oh, get in the home, all these people help you, bank, real estate person, attorney fees, title companies, oh, we'll get you in this house. Once you're in this house, you're kind of set free, do whatever, up to you. You have to learn about all the maintenance stuff. Anything breaks, you got to figure out how to repair it. You got to Google all these people. You got to hope an Instagram advertisement comes across for a company that is able to fix the issue that you've been Googling for. So thank you, Instagram, for looking at what I Google and what accounts I'm searching for, because in my ads, you're just able to show up what I need. But if Home Depot had something, again, I'm just going to use Home Depot. That's who we use. We're an Orange Bucket family, Orange Bucket ornaments. That's who we use. But Lowe's, if you want to take this, I'll tag you in the clip as well. Ace Hardware, if you want this idea as well, hit me up. This isn't red, but if it was red for Ace Hardware, it's also not bright orange for Home Depot. Kind of a tweener color for it. But if Home Depot wants to have a weekend getaway where you have a house, it's not in the worst shape, but you have some sort of house that things are kind of broken but easy to fix type things. Or to have sample houses, you take group of people out in the winter, you say, okay, we're going to winterize this house. You take people out in the summer where the seasons are changing, say, okay, we're going to prepare this house for summer. These are the things you have to do. There's similar things like that. Because there are instances where you can volunteer, go to a house, help build it up from scratch. Like our church, they're going to Mexico, building a house from scratch. But when I buy a house, I'm not doing things from scratch. There's an existing system, and I just need a little tweak in it to fix it. For instance, for the sprinkler system, I just needed to figure out how to winterize it. You could have a group of people come, say, okay, this is how you winterize it. You turn the water off here, and these are the tools you need. You need an air compressor, you need a screwdriver, I don't even know what it did. The guys came, knocked on my door, I opened up the front door and the gate, said, this is what I got, this is the panel in the garage, do what you need to do. If you need me, let me know. You take them and say, okay, we're going to turn the water off, we're going to go through these steps. Okay. Then the next thing, oh, you have a leak coming out of this part of your house. This toilet won't flush necessarily. This is what you can do. And then lead them up to a step. You can advertise all your products. Oh, you need this product from Home Depot. You need this tool set. You need these screws. You need this sealant. And this is how you get it. You say, okay, your toilet won't flush. These are the steps you can take before, okay, if you get here, call a plumber. You go to, if you're just basically teaching people how to do simple electrical things, this is how you wire, this is how you change an outlet. If you want some automation thing, this is how you do it. Again, lead them up to a point, but there's a stopping point saying, if you get to here, call an electrician. I was making some, is that just what general contractor teachings do? Is they teach them all enough about the little areas? Because for the driveway, if I did it once before, had someone walk me through, it could be a helpful thing to do. To know that I just don't want to do it for the first time in my house, mess it up, and kind of not good for it. Or it could be no, I really couldn't do I'm thinking like a service type thing. Go to a person's house and say, hey, want us to go through and check stuff for you? Or if there's a way for people to register, I have an issues for this. So Home Depot has a database of people. Okay, this person has this issue. This person has this issue. Okay, now let's take a group of people out into the community with this, I guess, general contractor who's able to do all these different types of things. And go through and solve those people with either, it could be just one single homeowner, or it could be a group of homeowners. So it could be a homeowner apprenticeship. That's a good title for it. Because you want to go around, you want to be able to do all these things around your house where it's not immediately calling an electrician, calling a plumber, calling the HVAC person. Because also got to get the HVAC winterized. That could just be a simple process, simple checklist of things to go through and do it. Now I thought of it as a retreat type thing because it gets you away from your house. You just have these type of model homes. I guess Home Depot would have to own or rent out. And they would have to have these defects. So you'd have to have someone go in and clip some wires, flood a couple things, have a couple light bulbs go out, have a roof issue. But go out there and it'd be kind of a cool retreat type thing for couples to do. You just have them all around and just work on things similar to I don't know how similar, but how Boy Scouts, where you go out there, do some camping. Because, you wouldn't even need, or just stay in different rooms in the house. because you can't have the house that's falling apart. Because in general, your house isn't completely falling apart. You just need to know these couple different things. You need to know how to replace a window. You need to know in the summer, this is the checklist you have to go through. In winter, these are the things you need to look at. Because no one's coming to my house or taught me. Maybe that's just my upbringing in my house. No one's coming through and saying, well, also my house was in a different area. It was in winterizing versus Iowa versus Texas, summer versus Iowa versus Texas. They're just different things to know. So it's helpful if some home repair place that could help me with home repairs where I buy all my stuff at would be able to kind of walk me through and show me hands-on. Because as I said before, yes, I can watch the YouTube videos for it, but that kind of changes. Like, I gotta go through multiple YouTube videos, and then I'm just doing it for the first time at my house, hoping it works, and not 100% for that. So I don't know which part of it, but some point in that clip, I'm going to tag the home improvement store and say, hey, make a home apprenticeship program where you take homeowners out to your model homes and show them different home ownership basics, how to fix simple type things, simple electrical things, simple plumbing things, simple yard maintenance type tips, how to know what to do with your grass, your sprinkler system if you have them. Let's teach them the basics, and then you could make some sort of discount where you tell them if you buy your tools here, the equipment you need here, we'll give it to you. But a retreat where go out, not your house, so you're able to do repairs on someone else's house before you do it on your own in a supervised manner. Boom, cut it, clip it, print it, sell it. Is that the goal? No, it's trying to make it easier for homeowners, because it can be a daunting task because you're also trying to figure out all the other things, home ownership, your neighbors, how to pay, stuff like that. And the repairs of it, they can get costly. Just having people coming out and the scheduling for it. It's not easy to do all that. All right, good, because I've been thinking about that. Other ideas I have had. Okay, so watching football lately. Yeah, it's the conference championships going into the playoffs. Bunch of discussion on that. Teams left in, left out. North Texas was hoping they would win because they're a local team, but oh well, they missed for it. And Florida basketball might be out on them already. They keep losing. But looking for that, I don't know how the head coaches are standing for the entire halves of games. They must have whatever shoes other security people have where they just have to stand all day, every day. So I don't know how they stand for that entire game. Basketball coaches, they're able to walk up and down the courts, and it's not too far. The football field, much longer than the basketball one. Basketball coaches, they're able to sit down, yell from their seat, everyone can still hear them. But the football coaches, they're walking up and down the field the entire time. They're not sitting down. Some of the assistant coaches or coordinators, they're able to sit down with the players, talk with them through different things. I don't know, no NFL football coach has gone the stool method. At least yet. Similar to the basketball coaches who have done it. Who's done it? I think Tom Izzo, he's done it. I don't know if Coach K ever did it. But the stool method where that's also for like an elevated court. They have the stool there. Because Bob Huggins, he had the stool method. And they're playing at bigger stadiums and they need a stool to sit on. You know, the NFL coaches have changed it to find a place for them to sit on the sidelines, which that's a long time to stand. Those halves of games, I haven't done it yet. Well, I don't even know why I say yet. I haven't done it where I just practice. Okay, I'm not going to sit down for the first half and see being a head NFL coach what it would be for staying the entire time. Because I don't see them sitting down. I don't know if they have a chance to do that. And in those games, has iBlock just turned into guy makeup? It's getting slightly out of hand. There was defensive lineman for Alabama. I don't remember what his name was. I think he was number 98. His whole face was covered in eye black. So it just changed from his eyes to his entire face doing that. Which I thought the initial point of eye black was to have it under the eyes in the sun, instead of going to your eyes, going to the eye black. I don't even know how that even works for it, because I guess it attracts the sun's glare from just, again, from your eyes to the eye black. I guess that's how it's supposed to work, but now they're playing in stadiums, they're playing in closed areas, and they just got eye black all over their faces. Half of their face, Jackson Dart, Aiden Hutchinson, just half their face is covered in eye black. So it kind of looks like face makeup, starting to look more like members of KISS than NFL players. Which again, go for it, individuality, people are doing whatever, so many mouth guards that they don't even use. Jameson Williams wearing a ski mask indoors where it's not cold out, still with a mouthpiece on his face mask. I think that's just for distracting the defenders who are guarding him. I think that's it for it. But it seems like it's just turning more into a makeup type thing rather than purpose of it, which purpose of any gear an NFL player wears besides like the pads and the helmet, the accessories, pretty much are just for looks anyway. I guess eye black just continues to go that. I don't know how long that's been going on for. I don't know if Aiden Hutchinson's been doing it for his entire career, because a couple years ago I don't remember too many people going intense with it. But if I think about it more, maybe I would be able to come up with people who would do more with it. Because the basic is just having it on your face and like kind of smearing it. Okay, that goes more. And baseball players, maybe I don't just notice it as much, but they're not. If baseball players started doing half the face or their entire face, maybe they would get more recognition, not recognition, but recognized, more attention in the media for it, because when a football player, the face mask kind of covers it up and you don't see all of it. But a baseball player, there's really no way to hide it. Maybe that's what a baseball player needs to do, is just do the Aiden Hutchinson or Jackson Dart eye black. Just do have the face for it. That would be something. The other idea I had while watching the game, this is kind of type of a Pro Bowl type event, but instead of the NFL players, anyway, my nose, gross. Yeah, I wipe on my hand and on my jeans. Who cares? Jeans will get washed in a couple of weeks, which I don't know if I wash. How often are you supposed to wash jeans? I don't know. You can't wash them every time. That's just crazy. But I don't know how long's too long. Who knows? Now my nose is itching. Okay, try to sniffle too much. But my idea for referees in the Pro Bowl, well, that's just it. Have a referee type Pro Bowl event, because you see refs where they'll say this ref's been here for 13 years. They've been head ref for this many years. They're wearing the tight shirts. They're showing off their biceps. Okay. And my brother's here. He's gonna have to wait because he said 2 o'clock and it's not 2 o'clock. So you hear this, Josh? I'm not letting you in right now. You're not listening to the podcast. You're gonna have to wait. I don't care if there is food, or I could just pause it and let him in, which I think I might have to do that. Not looking forward to it. It's 2 o'clock. He's not gonna listen to this. He's not gonna hear the rest of this great talk that I have on referees. He's just gonna be eavesdropping in. Did I dox him by saying his name? Oh well, happens. Alright, I'm going to cut this, let him in, and I'll continue back later. Alright, I think we're back. Piece of work. Alright, so my idea of it's for creating a referee type Pro Bowl event. Which, if they're going to have those big muscles, let's see what they can actually lift. Have them do bench press of 225 pounds, or give them 185, 135 pounds, and see what they can do for a lifting event. Because the Pro Bowl event, they got players doing all sorts of events no one really watches anyway. Might as well throw some of the referees in there, and they could be voted on as well to see who goes in there, who gets voted to go, whatever the Hockey's name is, Ed Hockey's. You get the NFL rules people in there as well for it. Well, I don't know if the rules people, because the other events are just things the referees do. Have them do a target type competition with their flags. Because you have the QBs, they do the precision passing all over the field, get all these different points. Let's see how accurate these refs are with the flags. See how far they can throw the flag, how high they can throw it, how much force they can throw it with. the flag and that little beanbag type thing when there's fumbles and throw that out to see how far they could get for that. That would be, I don't know. I say interesting because it hasn't been done before. Maybe after seeing the first part of it, that would be enough to say, okay, I can see what these refs do. Maybe they have to do some sort of trick shot with the penalty flag around the back, a hook shot of it, and see how they perform with it. Okay, that was that idea. Then, I don't know, I think it's been going long enough. But not really wrapping up. The last topic is, so I got a new library card here by my house. Got it, not too difficult, whatever. But one of the books that I got 2 books. I got Endure, not the Cameron Haynes book. It was like a different running type book, so I got that one. Then I also got Die with Zero. Thought I had it by me. Don't have it by me. Die with Zero, I've heard of this book before. Ramsey personalities have mentioned it before. It's slightly different than what they advertise for retirement and financial planning in general. So, who is it? Bill Perkins, I think that's it. Which he has some credibility right off the bat in my book because he played football and studied electrical engineering at the University of Iowa. So, immediately with that, the guy knows something about what he's talking about. And the overall theme of the book is what the title is Die with Zero. Which I don't know if I understand fully what he's talking about in the book. It's my first time reading it. I might read it again later. But the overall theme of it is, die with not as little as possible, but having not as many millions in retirement as what a lot of people plan to have. He says, save up some money, get a peak, and then start spending it. Because if you have that money, don't spend it. That's kind of just wasted hours of your life. And if you have that money, a lot of it towards the end of your life, you're not going to be able to spend it anyway because you won't be in the best health, your expenses will be down, and you won't want to be doing stuff. So try to not recommend reading the book. It hasn't completely changed my retirement planning, but it has made me rethink or think critically more and maybe, I don't know, change a little bit about how I spend my money. So if you're going to have all this money in retirement, you could give it to your kids, but that's also he says that's kind of wasteful to do. People might think of it as being generous because, you left all this money to your kids. And he says, well, that's kind of selfish. Because when you're dying, you don't have any options to spend that money anyway because you're dead, not your money anymore, you're gone. So he said instead, give the money to your kids earlier when they're between 25 and 45 because a lot happens in them. They're buying homes, they're getting married. Well, not necessarily in that order. They're getting married, having kids, buying homes. And if you give that money to them earlier, it has a bigger impact than instead if you wait until you die at 85 and your kid's 65 or 55. They already have their own money for it, so you giving them more doesn't have as much impact on them. Where if they had that money when they were struggling, it would have more of an impact. They wouldn't have had to struggle through these other issues. Instead, you're giving them money when they don't really need that much money. So that kind of makes you think more about when to give inheritance for it, which I haven't shared it with my parents about reading this book, but if a kid brought this book to their parents and said, hey, look at this inheritance type book, it made me think of the story of the prodigal son in the Bible where the son said, Dad, you're dead to me, give me my inheritance now. That's kind of the kid forcing it on their parent to do that. So I guess it's kind of different where if the parent willingly gives it and it's not the kid, the kid has to be somewhat responsible. Because even when you die, you want to give your money to someone who's responsible with it. You don't just want to give it to someone who will blow it and will harm them. But in that case, it's more of a generosity thing and wanting to have the money to have more impact for it. And the other idea for it is, the book isn't as spiritual, I guess. It's very spiritual as what I was hoping for it, or Bible quotes or themes in it, reasonings for it, which those would apply to me, but maybe not everyone else who reads the book. But a lot of what he says is, oh, your life is the summation of all of your experiences, which I'm not sure if I fully agree with that. It's an idea. I mean, clearly it's an idea to have that, because he says you can have all these things, but like if you have this money, that's just missing experiences that you don't have that wouldn't. Like, if you had these experiences, it would enrich your life, good or bad. You would have in the back of your mind this memory of an experience, which I'm not explaining it well at all. Maybe I should have researched this more, but we're slowly going through this, and maybe this will interest you enough to read the book yourself. So we want you to spend money more on experiences and things like that than tangible type things. Which, as I grow up, I'm starting to realize that more. Not realize more, but like that more. Because getting gifts for people, or even for yourself, you think, I could get whatever thing, I just buy it myself. I don't need to get this gift for someone, they just buy it themselves. But this experience, that's more of a thing where they'll remember it for longer, because we buy just a tangible item. Yeah, you'll use it, get some benefit from it. Some people try to say some things last forever, built to last, Duralast, or again, different pots and pans are supposed to buy for life. Because there are different Reddit pages that say, buy this one thing and take care of it, it's good for the rest of your life, which might not be the case. But an experience, that is something where someone can draw back on. He mentioned that in his book, where I think it was his dad and other people, even at the end of their lives, they would be able to have this picture or this video and go back to that experience, kind of relive it and get similar enjoyment and positive feelings from that experience. So, and he also, like I said before, mentions doing more things when you're younger and have the physical ability to do it, because if you just save everything off till retirement, calls those like, so you have your go-go years and like your no-go years, where your go-go years, like you're up, your health is up, you have money for it, you just have to create time for it, which I heard that before, where the three things you have like and change throughout your lifetime are money, time, and physical ability. Where when you're young, you have the time, physical ability, no money. Middle age, you have the money, you have the ability, you have no time. Then when you're old, you have the money, the time, no ability. And he shows it in a triangle. He says when one's out of balance, try to make it an equilateral triangle where they're the same length, I guess, or just don't have it too scalene with one edge super small. But in your later years, you don't know, those aren't guaranteed. And he talks about using actuarial people use of trying to guess when you'll die, so that way you can base your decisions on that, kind of. Where that might be kind of morbid, people might not like the results of that. But it's a helpful tool, and it gives some idea of numbers, so you're not making up saying, oh, I'm going to live till I'm 120 years old, till I'm 150, where probably that's very low to do. So he says, do the experiences closer to your middle age type years, like your 40s and 50s, because you have time, well, not time, you have the money, you have physical ability. So your later years, that's not fully guaranteed, so might as well do that. Which that makes me kind of rethink of trying to get more experiences now early and not trying to push off as much. Obviously, you have to push off some gratification, you have to have some retirement. So at some point having that, but it might change your idea of how much do I need, and using that nest egg type idea of when to use that money. So trying to possibly rethink like when to go on trips. When am I going to go overseas, use my passport? We'll see. There are a lot of things still in the U.S. Different things like that. Instead of saving up for this pair of shoes, this whatever thing, this what's something else expensive? Computer, TV, kitchen item, house repair that's not necessarily needed right now. Can that be put off and I can go on this experience instead? Which has also changed. Do I have enough time for this? I'll go into it next period. But with those experiences, this was my last thing. When did flights get so expensive? Am I just looking at the wrong time of year to go on these flights? mind not booking it far enough in advance. Because people talk about, oh, there are high times, like obviously during the holidays and things like that. Then lower times, I don't know when the low off-season times are, because flights seem expensive all year round, all times. Am I just not looking far enough in advance? Do I gotta book 3 months in advance to get these flights that are not expensive? Because if I try to go home to Iowa, like if I looked around flights for that, it's like $500. I'm like, why are these flights $500? Is it because there aren't as many flights going there? That seems way too expensive. I thought flights would be around TVs, where as it improves, get better, the flights go down, the price of them. Because with TVs, the demand is so high and it's still there. People are getting handfuls of TVs for their house. Thought that would be the flight thing. You just got so many people in demand of these flights. Thought with that, again, this might be a basic economics thing. Who knows? Not for me. Even basic economics, I don't pay too much attention to. But with so many people, thought you'd be able to have lower prices. I guess they're able to keep raising the prices, and they don't see a decrease in people flying. That could be the case. All right, so I'll wrap up there. I don't know how long this podcast will be. I'll talk about the next podcast, current status, Christmas gifting, Christmas music, and who knows what else is going to happen this week. We'll see. I'm sure something will come up. Hopefully no more dogs pooping in my yard. But thanks for tuning in. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, DM, watch PhD TV. I'll have to record that later. Hopefully win another game. I don't know if it'll be so handily. We'll see. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you later. Bye.